All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakorash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa'akwath, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. In the video through the Spirit, your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. I'm going to be using two clips, one with a young male and a young female, showing you in this world, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, his concept of, childhood, adulthood, and what you should be doing in those phases, he's completely thrown them off, right? To profit financially, to profit off of our people being, mentally broken, take advantage of them. And so you have this time period of years where you, as a young Israelite, whether male or female, when in the ancient world, you would have been getting raised up. If you were a young male, you would have been getting raised up, in the specialty and the craft of your father, right? Under your Israelite heritage and culture, all right, as a man of the Lord, to uphold that which was given to us, whatever tribe, out of whatever house you come from. Now, what do the young men preoccupy themselves with? Eating bullshit ass foods, video games, TV, shooting at each other, right? Chasing tail around. Flip the coin. What do the young girls preoccupy themselves with, right? Which in the ancient world, they were being raised up to be a loving wife, right? A mother of a multitude over a household. A young princess. What are they now? Thoughts, out getting drunk, sucking and fucking. Completely destroyed on both ends, all right? And one of these big things that Esau uses, so-called teenager. Them teenage years. There is no such thing as a teenager scripturally. That word doesn't even pop up. I tried to look for it. I ain't lying. The word teenager, you ain't gonna find that in the scriptures. Teenage. Nothing. Zero results. You go from you're a child, and then you're a adult, or I'll be generous, child, young adult, full grown adult, right? When are you a young adult? 12 and up, right? You start to fill your body out. We know that the age that a man could go to war was 20, but 20 is not when you became there's no scripture saying you have to wait until you're 20 to have children and to raise a family, right? So, in case you got them Sakari scoffers lurking, because you had men, which I did a video on it previously, you had men, one of the kings had a child, he had his son at 16 years old, right? But so I say all that to say that here in Babylon, in the modern day era, we go through a middle period of wasted adolescence, where you could have been raised up to be a young male ruler, a young prince to a king, and from a young princess to, sitting up in his schools, bullshitting all the day long. So let's get these two clips. God damn it. So right here, let's look at what happens when you have the young ones wasting their time and their potential in Esau Edom's world. Let's take a look first at the young man, the example I'm going to use. And they're both Israelites.
Here with a 14-year-old child who literally has so much pornography on his computer, on his phone, and also had several credit cards, the back and front of his mother and his father's credit cards, and just spending all their money. Had several pictures and credit cards that he done stole and been spending their money. Stand up. This is the crazy stuff that we deal with every day, with these kids that are completely out of control and are taking advantage of their single parents or their elderly step parents or parents. This is the stuff we deal with. So if you are not checking your children's phones and their computers, their laptops, you may want to, because there's things on here that these kids should not have. A lot of pornography and a lot of stolen credit cards or parents' credit cards that they don't know that they have.
So give me 1 second. So right there, that's the young man, right? He got caught slacking, right? And doing something else. We hear that he's 14. Obviously, you know, where he's in this country going through the so-called white man's school system, aka full system. When he should, all that energy, all that pent up emotion that he's directing towards, you know, pornography in the ancient world, y'all, he would have been too tired. He would have been too tired and too busy. What would he have been doing? Out on the farm, helping, dealing with the sheep, like David. Carpentry, right? If his father was a carpentry, he may have been running the sawmill, right? Dealing with the iron. He would have been preoccupied with being raised up as a young Hebrew Israelite male in the image of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, learning the law, statutes, and commandments. If he was a Levite, he would have been dealing in the temple at a young age, getting ready for when he turned 25, according to the law and Numbers, he would have had to take over. He would have had to get into his ministry. But now, since he has nothing to do, what does he waste all that time on? The Pinos. And a lot of our young ones have more time on their hands and they know what to do with. And what does it turn into? Evil. And Esau has set it up like that on purpose. Esau has set it up like that on purpose. So we get one more, then we'll get some scriptures. Trust, we're gonna get y'all know me. We're gonna get some scriptures. Just gotta lay the groundwork. Let me get the clip now. The young girl.
Mom. Girl.
Or excuse me, young woman. Because another 14-year-old.
Girl. Who do you think you, Aaliyah? No, ma'am. You need to go inside the house and wash your whole face off. Because, girl, what is wrong with you thinking you're in 8th grade wearing them big old granny panty lashes and then big
You're
old
hater.
big old hoop earrings. Let me see them earrings.
Look at the hair though.
But the earrings are bigger than the hair. Let me see. You really do have to go wash your face. I'm not even playing. Like, I'm not even playing.
Well, it's not my fault. Your daughter's a baddie and she wants to get baddie for school. She wants to be a baddie for school.
You look like you're about to fly away to school right now. You look like you're gonna either fly away to school or fly somewhere because, no, ma'am. Do they even allow you to wear lashes like that to school?
Yes.
Is it not on the handbook, the student handbook, no big lashes allowed?
And anyways, if they do tell me something, I don't know why they tell me, because it's my body, my face, so I can do whatever I want, put whatever I want on my face.
No, get your ass in this car. I don't know who you think you are, little girl.
So you see, both of them, you know, she's doing way too much, right? You know, as we say in the hood, growing up, being too fast, too grown, right? As they say. But you see, both of them, you know, picking words carefully. Both of them, obviously, she's not doing that. She likes the young. There's a couple dudes that she wants to get the attention of. We were all in school once. That young boy finds himself sexually frustrated, right? In this world, you're told what? Can't do nothing until you're 18, right? Certain places 21. You can't even drink alcohol until you're 21, which is fucking blasphemy. In the ancient world, y'all, these two would have been getting raised up, being ready to have a family, right? Husband and wife, man rule over land, female, you know, mother of the household. So now look at what we have. The improper use of their minds and bodies. So they're doing things all out of whack, all out of order. All right, Psalms 144:11. It says, "Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouths speak vanity, and their right hand is as the right hand of falsehood." This isn't dealing with young children, it's dealing with the heathen, right? We're captivated by these heathen till this day, right? While we're under them, we're under their subjection, their laws, and their rules. Verse 12, "That our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones, polished after the similitude of a palace. That's how we're supposed to be bringing up our young ones, y'all. Properly training them up, getting the young man ready for his duty of husbandry, right? For his duty of potentially being a warrior, if that's his lot, or whatever avenue was given to him to contribute to the Israelite heritage and culture. For the daughter, for her to grow up to eventually be a wife, a mother, right? A wise instructor of the other women, how to be obedient unto their husbands. Do we have that system in play now? No. That's why the majority of these children grow up to be demons and monsters, because the informative years that would have been used to teach them the scriptures and how to properly grow up, they're being locked in a school. This nigga 15, 6'2", he can jump 10 feet high. He's still being told he's a kid. So what is he going to do? Act like a kid in his head, but he has the body of a man and can kill you and is capable of reproducing. Esau has caused this stunted mental growth and failure to launch mentality amongst us, and he's created the formula so good now he doesn't have to do direct hands-on anymore. Now it's just a continual formula. You know, where look at us. They was both 14. Both of them don't know what to do with their minds and bodies and with their time. You know, let me get let's go to Sirach 30 now. Let's deal with the sons, right? Our young sons were being raised up according to scripture, not according to chasing a Nickelodeon dream, not wanted to be the president, next president of America. We've been completely thrown off course. I'm going to start at Sirach 30 and 8. A horse not broken becometh headstrong, and a child left to himself will be willful. Conquer thy child, meaning being too nice to him, and he shall make thee afraid. Play with him, and he will bring thee to heaviness. Why? Because he's going to grow up to be a damn demon. He's not going to be a good example of a man of the Lord, a representative of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and whatever tribe he comes from. That's why we dealt with serious disciplinary type of lifestyle as the Hebrews, and the end result of it was a young king compared to what we have now is young niggas. YNs. I know that motherfucker didn't hunk at me. You can go eat a catch myself. Verse 10. Laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him, and lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end. Right, girls, let's be a nigga. You give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies. Bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Chasten thy son, and hold him to labor, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee. All right. One of the big things out of there, y'all, you hold your child to labor. You are training them up for something, not sending them away for the majority of the day to the so-called white man's school system for them to be indoctrinated. That takes away so much power from the household family union, from the father, what you can make out of your son when they have to spend an entire day being brainwashed day after day, year after year by the enemy, which gets covered up here earlier in verse 3, right? This is a purposeful plot by Esau Edom. He doesn't want us raising up our own, teaching them discipline, teaching them the law, statutes, and commandments. Matter of fact, let's do just double check something real quick. I'm gonna get one of Deuteronomy. I just wanted to make sure of something. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Deuteronomy. What are we supposed to be teaching our children? How to play the game, Xbox, Getting them some designer Jordans that's too big for their feet? No. What are we supposed to be doing with our young ones? Deuteronomy 6:7. It says, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. Teach what? Matter of fact, let me start up. I'm tripping. Deuteronomy 6:1. It says, now these are the commandments, the statutes and judgments which Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua, your power, commanded to teach you, that you might do them in the land whither you go to possess it. It says that thou mightest fear the Lord thy power. Turn this up, multitasking, Salakia, y'all. Thy power. To keep all his commandments and to keep all his statutes and his commandments, which I command thee, thou and thy son and thy son's son, all the days of thy life, and that thy days may be prolonged. Right. So we would raise up our young ones in the law, statutes, and commandments given to us by Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai. Order, discipline, right from wrong, a set schedule to do with life, the Sabbath, the high holy days, what you can and can't eat, right? How to treat your brother, avoiding idols, all these different things, manifold things, y'all, that we've lost. Verse 7. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. So this was a continual, daily process, teaching them everything there is to know about Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai, so that they could hopefully grow up and go on to be a good servant in their adulthood, and not to be a wicked, piece of shit. Both the sons and the daughters. Esau Edom has stopped us from having that ability in mass majority, right? There's, brothers, some of y'all have that ability to be able to teach your children, which is a beautiful thing, but the majority of us don't, right? And Esau Edom did this on purpose. So now what are your young ones doing? Up at night, on the game, wasting the time, wasting their life, don't know nothing about the Lord. A daughter sneaking out, trying to get hunched on by some grimy nigga, right? So now dealing with the daughters, go to this real quick. You already know what time it is, man. You already know what time it is. Go to the book of Sirach. You already know what time it is. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Oh boy. Yeah, I want to start with this, because and the thing with those two young ones, and I'm choosing my words carefully, right? Because you motherfuckers like to say that we do all this and do all that here at Great Millstone, but come to find out, it's been you sons of bitches. Those two at 14, right? They would have been already getting, they probably, may have been on their first child already and or getting ready. When you delay the process of, mating, that creates that frustration, all right? Makes people do things that's crazy because they frustrated, and you know what type of frustration I'm talking about, right? But if you go ahead, if that young man at 14 had already had him a betrothed wife ready and waiting, he wouldn't have been wasting time on that. He'd have been, getting in shape, getting him his little farm and whatnot together, his house together, so that when the marriage day comes, he can welcome his new wife into something, pleasing, right? And then I did the video on that a couple weeks back, how marriage worked amongst the Hebrews, right? They may be engaged for 6 months to a year while the young man is getting everything together for his newfound wife, promised wife. So this is a Sirach 7:23. It says, hast thou children? Instruct them and bow down their neck from their youth. We see this commonly. You may have to physically whip your children. What do they teach us in America? Don't whoop them. So now what do they grow up to be? Porn addict killers. Because that's what these YNs are. These niggas is porn addicted murderers, bro. And addicts. Drugs. Come on, man. No instruction. No order. So what are they now? Fucking a ball of chaos. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back to the scripture, but I just wanted to pull this up real quick. I got a phone call, it interrupted me, but this had came to my mind as I was reading, or as I was going back, so I'm gonna come back. It says, what is a teenager? A person aged between 13 and 19. Man, do you know a 13-year-old can kill you? Where did this shit come from? Did this word, is there a scripture saying that? Thou shalt be a teenager from 13 to 19. Thou shalt not have sex until thou reaches 20. No. This is a creation of these heathen. Why? To have more control over your children. Let me see something. Perfect, right here. It says, while teenagers physically existed in the ancient world, the modern concept of a teenager as a distinct developmental stage didn't exist. Ancient societies generally divided life into stages, with childhood ending at various ages. They say 14, 17, tripping. Says what? In various ages, followed by youth or young manhood and or womanhood. When do we know it to be for us? 12. I did the video earlier. Yahushua became a young man at 12. It says followed by youth or young manhood, which transition into adulthood. The term teenager itself is a relatively recent invention, not appearing in print until the early 1900s. Come on, man. These are some important years. And what is Esau doing with our offspring? Brainwashing them. Each and every day they get sent off more to school, they become less and less of your image. Heartbreaking shit, man. Verse 24, Sirach 7 and 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and show thyself cheerful toward them. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding. So you're supposed to marry your daughter off, because what? What would happen if she was posted up in the house too long, y'all? That feeling is going to start creeping in. What feeling? Sirach 42 and 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. When she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated. She been out sexing behind your back. You got that, what's that song, man? I forget that song. It's that song, y'all know it, y'all. Is it Don't Go Chasing Water? No, it can't be that one. Don't go breathing. It's something, man, I forget. But it's basically describing how the young girl isn't daddy's sweet little innocent girl no more. It very well might be that. Don't go chasing. I'm trying to remember exactly how the chorus goes. Fuck, man. Let me just keep going, Slocky. But y'all understand, right? The woman, she went on to lose her virginity when it was time to actually get married, and when it was discovered, she's reviled, right? Oh, you're not a virgin. Oh, you've been a harlot in your father's household. Verse 10: in her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house, and having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. So if she wasn't raised up proper, y'all, all kinds of fallout will go on to happen. Discovered to not be a virgin, getting pregnant in the daddy house, being a horrible wife. And these things are just commonplace amongst our people now, the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Why? Because we haven't had that proper instruction that we were supposed to. All that time that you would have had learning of your laws, your ways, your customs, what have you been learning? How to go skateboard. Young niggas out in the street fighting. Young girls, they doing Barbie dolls and makeup and gossiping, bullshitting, man. And this was done by the enemy to keep us in this fucking state of delinquency. Prolonged delinquency. That's all the modern concept of teenage years is. They can profit off of you and make use of you while you break down your own damn household. Let me get another one. Hey, come on, man. Come on. The elder woman trained the younger woman to do what? Who the hell's calling me now? Dang. Titus 2. So this is for the women. The older women were raising the young woman to do what? Titus 2 and 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the power be not blasphemed. Do you see that amongst the majority of our women today? No. Why? Because they didn't have the proper training. Who was this done by? Esau, Edom. So I came across both those clips, and the parallels were perfect. Both of them are a product of what happens when your offspring are not brought up under Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Your daughter is destined to be a harlot, and your son is destined to be wasting his time and his energy on mediocrity, right? And they get in the room beating off all the goddamn day, playing the game, getting musty. Can't read. Might be out of shape. Just a waste. And when we get to the kingdom, I've done videos on this. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is gonna straighten it out. But I just wanted to show you, y'all, that teenage shit is bullshit. Esau constructed that to have our young ones fucked off. Our young ones are supposed to be getting taught up, instructed in the law, statutes, and commandments. And today, the faith of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai to get saved up out of here. So that's it, y'all. We give all praises to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai B'Hashem. Honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim Wa Akwath, learning, teaching, and truth and sincerity. Shalom.